Okay, so before we get into today's video, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to all the new subscribers to the channel. I released a January sowing video last week, which did a lot better than I expected, and the channel gained around 2,000 new subscribers just from that one video alone, which I was really amazed at and a little bit overwhelmed at as well. I did not expect that. So I'd like to say a massive warm welcome to the new subscribers to the channel, and I'd like to say a big thank you to those of you who have already subscribed as well and continue to support me on my journey, on my YouTube journey and my allotment journey. I hope you guys can find my content useful, informative, entertaining during the 2025 growing season. There's loads of things to come this year, loads of exciting content which I hope you guys can enjoy. So we've just passed 7,000 subscribers, which I'm over the moon at. I am really happy about that, so thank you very much. I really appreciate that, guys. And with that, I'd like to ask the new subscribers, what made you subscribe? Was it the information in the video? Was it the way I presented the video? Or have you subscribed because you can relate, because you are getting loads of things planted this year and you're excited for the growing season and you want to join in on my allotment journey and you want to see my allotment vlogs? I'd love to know what you want to see from this channel and the reasons why you subscribed. So drop it in the comments below. I'd like to know a bit more about the new subscribers. So with all that being said, let's get right into today's little vlog video. I do hope you guys enjoy. Now, we had a little bit of snow a few days ago and I actually came down to the allotment to try and do a little bit of filming. I scrapped that idea pretty quickly because it was far too cold. My feet were freezing after being down for just a few minutes. So I didn't do that. Since then, it's all thawed out and the allotment is looking rather wet. It's like a swamp. I mean, it was wet anyway because on New Year's Eve, we had around 75 millimeters of rain in one day, and a lot of places were flooded around the area, around the northwest of England. In case you're wondering where I live, a few people have asked, northwest England. Yeah, we had so much rain, and then we had a little bit of snow, and it's all melted, and now we're just getting these snow showers today, really. Sort of like bits of hailstone, or whatever you call it. Is it graupel? Hailstone? Whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's looking rather not very photogenic at the moment, but I'm sure come springtime it's going to look much better. So now that it's a little bit less cold, I'm going to do a job which I need to do ASAP, and that is planting the bare root strawberries. I've got 30 strawberry plants to plant up to put in the buckets this year. I'm growing strawberries in buckets this year, not in the ground because, well, the ground pretty much around the whole plot is like that. That is why I'm building lots of these raised beds, because it's just ridiculously heavy clay. So I need to do that, otherwise the bare root strawberry plants will dry out and I'll lose them, so I need to get them planted ASAP. I'm just going to plant them in containers for now, and then I'll put them in the buckets a bit later. This is just a temporary thing I'm doing. I've brought my coffee with me to keep myself warm as well whilst I'm doing it. And after we've done that, I'll show you around the plot and I'll show you what's going on with the raised beds, because they're pretty much done now, I think. I just need to get a bit of topsoil for them. And I've got a bit of a story to tell you about topsoil as well from a couple of years back, which is why I'm very careful about buying topsoil. But anyway, first, let's get into planting these bare root strawberry plants. I've got these strawberry plants here, bare root strawberry plants. There are 30 of them in here, and I've got 3 different varieties which I'm planting. I've got Malwina, El Santa and Marshmallow. I've heard some really good things about the varieties El Santa and Marshmallow. I lost most of my strawberry plants last year because it was really wet. The ground was really heavy clay, and yeah, we've only really got a couple of trays here of plants which we saved from runners, from the plants that we do have left. They're here. they're looking okay, I think. We've got about 20 or so of them. But we love our strawberries. My son loves strawberries, they're his favourite fruit. So I thought, let's grow more strawberries, let's get some nice varieties. I don't even know what varieties these are, by the way. These were already on the plot when I took it on, so I don't know what they are. I think they might be Cambridge favourite because they are quite productive plants, but I don't know. But we've got 3 nice varieties here. Hopefully these will give us crops over the summer period. They'll crop at different times, I think, so we'll be able to lengthen the harvest time. And what my plan here is I'm going to plant them in these containers here. Now, it would make sense to plant them directly where I'm going to grow them. In my case, that's going to be 30 litre buckets. I'm going to be growing my strawberry plants in these from now on because the bed which I grew them in last year, like I said, was really heavy clay, and yeah, it's just going to be much better growing them in these. I'll have control over drainage and over the soil quality as well, so I'll have some better results. And it's just going to be neater and tidier and easier. I'm going to stick these in my strawberry cage. There's going to be about 20 buckets like this with strawberry plants in my strawberry cage, and that should be fine. But I'm not ready to plant them in the buckets yet. I've not got the compost or the fertilisers to put the strawberries in there yet. Plus it's very cold, it's only January. So they're going to go in these now because I can't leave these in the box for too long. These only arrived today. If I leave them in there, they'll rot or they'll just dry out and die, and I don't want that. So we're going to stick them in these now and then just let them grow for a bit. I might stick them in the buckets around March time, I think, once these, you know, get a head start in the greenhouse. This is just a temporary measure. I've ordered these from Marshalls. Now, I've bought bare root plants in the past from Marshalls. I actually bought, a couple of years ago now, my asparagus crowns, and those should give us a harvest this spring. Hopefully we should get our first pickings for those. But they were really good quality asparagus crowns. They were massive as well, so I had high expectations this time when I ordered the strawberry crowns. You know, I knew that they would be good quality. Marshalls, good quality stuff. Not sponsored, by the way. It's not a sponsored video, this. So this one is marshmallow. So they look pretty good plants. The leaves are still on them. I'm going to leave the leaves on them though. That'll help them recover when we plant them. Okay, so yeah, we're going to soak the roots in water before we plant them, which I think is a good idea. It'll help rehydrate the roots, the ones that are dried out anyway. Yeah, pretty good quality bare root plants there. We'll plant them up in them containers and they should grow happily through late winter, and then we can plant them in the buckets early spring, I think. Maybe late winter we'll plant them in the buckets, I think, you know, February, March time. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So we'll plant all of the marshmallow ones first, I think. Obviously we want to keep them all separate, you know, because we don't want to mix them up, do we? So marshmallow, yeah, marshmallow. I am a big lover of strawberries, I have to tell you that now. We do like our strawberries. And this, which I'm putting them up in, guys, is just multi-purpose compost. It's just like container hanging basket compost. It's nothing special at all. Okay, pretty decent. Look at that. Decent roots. It's nice. I should really spread them out. I'm going to try and spread them out in these containers as much as I can. Really. Spread them out like that, yeah. Sort of like that. And then keep the crown just above the soil level. You don't want to submerge the crown because they'll rot, but you also don't want the crown to be too high out of the soil because the roots will dry out. I mean, that's okay. You know, the crown just above the soil line, like that. It's perfect. So yeah, it's much cheaper to buy strawberries as bare roots rather than live plants. Obviously they do require a bit more work, you know, you've got to soak the roots and prepare them for planting, you know, and do a little bit extra, but you know, they're going to be like half the price compared to buying them live, you know, ready potted plants. But should get, you know, maybe half a punnet worth of strawberries from each plant in the first year, and then a punnet or two from the second year onwards. But strawberries aren't that productive after 3 seasons really. You sort of want to replenish them, you want to replace them after 3 seasons. But to be honest, I'm going to be saving runners from these plants anyway to grow next year, which is a no-brainer, to be honest. Really, it's very easy to do because I don't want to be buying strawberry plants every other year, every couple of years. I don't want to be doing that really. You know, these were £26 for 30 bare roots, and there's some nice varieties, so you know, it's not too bad at all. But you know, I don't want to be doing that too frequently. But it's amazing how expensive strawberries are, isn't it really? They're like £3 or £4 per punnet at the moment. I know they're imported at this time of year, but even during the summer when they're in season, they're still quite expensive to buy strawberries. You know, you're still talking a couple of quid per punnet, even in the summer. And they're really easy to grow yourself. They don't take too much work really to grow strawberries. Okay. So that is the first lot, and that was marshmallow. Put a label in there like that. There we go. Now I want to do a little bit of a poll for you guys. Let me know in the comments below. Are you a gardener that digs, or are you no dig? Do you grow in the open ground? Do you grow via Charles Dowding's no dig method, where you just put cardboard and compost on top? Or do you grow in raised beds like I do? I like to grow in raised beds now. That is the way I've gone. That's what most of the allotment is like. Pretty much 90% raised beds now. Yeah, let me know how you like to garden. And a lot of people are starting to go no dig though now, I've found. There are benefits to going no dig. Of course there's pros and cons as with anything. But yeah, I think no dig definitely is better in my opinion. I mean, not just for the fact that there's less digging involved. You can be a bit lazy about it, but also, you know, I think it's good for soil life as well. You know, when you're digging, you're destroying the soil life. I mean, yeah, it does definitely replenish itself afterwards, but I think there's just many other benefits as well. No dig, just easier, isn't it? Really, to be honest. I mean, how easy is it? You know, if you've got a bit of space in your garden, or maybe you've just taken on a new allotment, and there's loads of weeds coming up everywhere and stuff, and you want to get it cleared, but you don't want to dig it because it's really heavy clay. Maybe it's going to be a lot of work to dig it. You could literally just stick cardboard down on it, and then stick compost on top, and just grow in that. And most of the weeds should be suppressed. Unless you're talking about bindweed or mare's tail, for example, which is probably gonna require a bit of work. You have to pull them out every time they come up each year. Look at that one. That's a huge one. I don't even think I can fit that in that one. I think we'll be alright, we'll fit that in there. That's fine. This is only temporary though, like I said. You know, they're probably only going to be in here for about 6 weeks before I plant them in the buckets. This is just to get them started off. Sort of like a temporary holding place for them before they get planted into the buckets. And when I plant them in the buckets, it's probably just going to be well-rotted horse manure on the very bottom, and then compost, and then probably some topsoil mixed in with that as well, because I want it to be a good mixture. I don't want it to dry out too quickly. You know, containers can dry out very quick. So probably well-rotted horse manure on the bottom, and then a mixture of compost, topsoil, probably some bloodfish and bone, and a bit of sulfate of potash as well. And then I'll probably apply a mulch on the top as well, maybe straw, possibly some well-rotted wood chips as a mulch as well on the top. I'm going to make a nice mixture in the containers so they grow quite well. Strawberries do like a rich soil really, they like quite a lot of nutrients, well-draining soil as well. They don't like any wet, waterlogged soil, which to be honest is why we lost most of our plants last year, because it's just, the ground is just so heavy clay here. We're now going to do El Santa, which a lot of people said is a nice variety to grow. I've heard some good things about El Santa. So this is just a mixture of different strawberry plants from Marshall's as well. I think it's like the big crop selection. As I said, not sponsored at all. Yeah, I am already feeling quite excited about these this year. I'm going to stick 3 plants in a 30-litre container. That should definitely be fine, absolutely fine. I mean, strawberries don't need that much pot room anyway. You know, they have quite shallow roots really, so they don't need huge containers. You know, you can get away with 3 plants in a 30 centimetre container, for example. That's absolutely fine, no problems with that. Okay, we're nearly done. Soak in there. Just trying to get this done as quickly as I can because it's starting to get dark, as it does very early at this time of year. January, it's a dark, cold month. But we are slowly gaining a bit of time back, a bit of daylight, literally like a couple of minutes a day. But it's something, We're not really going to notice it until like February, March though. We've still got another month or 2 before we start noticing the longer days. Okay, last few now. Yeah, I'm super happy with these bare roots. They're really healthy. They're not like them dried up, shriveled up roots that you sometimes get in like your pound shop. You know, when you go in the pound shop and you go to the gardening section and they have all your cheap gardening stuff, and you get these little bags in these breathable bags and they're just dry as anything. Yeah, I mean, they don't, from my previous experience with those, they've not done very well. I've never managed to get them to grow, really. They're usually dead before you even get them planted. In the first year, we'll probably cut all the runners off, which is what we should do really. Let the plant gain its energy and grow. It's the second year which I think I'm gonna take runners from it. We'll just let it establish in the first year. We'll let it fruit. I'm just going to give them a bit of water, keep that compost moist. I don't want them to dry out behind the greenhouse. Just a clip of water, nothing crazy at all. I don't want them to rot. Okay, so that's the bare root strawberry plants all planted up now, all 30 of them. They're not going to do anything for a while because it is too cold, but when we get towards February, March, and it starts to warm up a little bit, they'll start to come out of dormancy and they'll start growing nicely. So that's Alsanta, Malwina and marshmallow strawberries. I'm really looking forward to these. These should be really nice. But anyway, now that's done, let's just have a look around the plot. It has actually started doing something again. I don't know what it's doing. Some sort of, I think it's sleet or hail, I don't know. Looks like a mixture. You never know what it's going to be doing in the UK. Could be sunny one minute, snowing the next, raining the next minute, and then sunny again. It really just changes from one minute to the next. Anyway, we're going to go around and see what's going on. The new plot, nothing's really happened on there, to be honest with you. It's this weather isn't great. So we've not done much with the new plot at the moment. In fact, the wind has blown all this suppressant membrane up. So, you know, that's not ideal. What is this weather? Honestly, we don't get nice snow in the UK. It's not where we live anyway. It's usually like this, where you literally just get that, and then it melts, and then it's just all messy and slushy and horrible. So yeah, we need to do some of this. Still need to fill my mum's raised beds up. My mum is actually getting a shed off another plot holder on the site because she needs a shed for her stuff. So that's going to be something we're doing soon. Let's go back onto my plot. So yeah, as I was saying before, guys, it's not very photogenic at the moment. It is very, very dull and not very nice and very muddy. But I'm sure when I get these wood chip paths down soon, hopefully, and when things start warming up, it should start looking a bit better. Because, you know, yeah, going down here without wellies is just ridiculous. You have to wear wellies. When it rained last week, when we had all that rain, all of these paths were completely filled with rain. It was ridiculous, and then it froze after that and it was like an ice rink. We really need to get some more wood chip paths down. So progress with the raised beds, we're actually pretty much there, to be honest. They're all filled up 2/3 of the way with organic matter. We've got 1, 2, 3 there. We've got 2 of the bigger ones there. 3 more down there with different wood. This is thicker wood on these 2. We've got another one here, which I've just put wood chip on the bottom mostly, a little bit of horse manure that's well rotted, and I've also put some partly composting material and kitchen scraps in there as well. That's the teamy raised bed right there. And then we've got 2 more raised beds here, wooden ones again. What we need to do very soon is get some topsoil to fill the last bit of these raised beds. Now, about 3 years ago, I needed to get some topsoil, but the thing is, because I've got so many beds which need filling up, it's much more cost efficient for me to get it off somewhere like Facebook Market instead of somewhere that's going to cost much more. You know, these big companies, you're talking like £120 for a bulk bag of topsoil. Some of them are more than this actually. Some are like £150, £200 per bulk bag of topsoil. It's a lot of money, and with the amount I needed, it wasn't really, it just wasn't going to happen. So I decided to get some topsoil off Facebook Market. Now you've got to be really careful when you're doing this, which I've learnt. And the reason why is because I got done over, not once, but twice, with some topsoil that had a lot of things in it. When they delivered the topsoil, it looked absolutely fine. The consistency was okay, you know, it wasn't, I didn't see any large pieces in it or anything like that on first inspection of it. Now it was only when I was filling the raised beds up I realised how much crap was in it. There was large stones in there, bricks, glass, pieces of plastic in there. I found, in fact, I still have some of the items, strangely enough, right here. I've not actually got rid of it yet for some reason. Yeah, this is the sort of stuff, this is one of the items I found in it. I found this inside one of the bags of topsoil, and there's other items in here which I found in there as well. I saved them, I never got rid of them. They've just been in the corner of the plot there. Yeah, so there was all sorts in there. I found a chicken drumstick with the meat still on it in one of the batches of topsoil. So two different suppliers, and they both gave me dodgy topsoil. One batch had perennial weed roots in, like mare's tail and bindweed, and a lot of weed seeds in it as well. So yeah, there was a tea towel in one of the other batches. Yeah, it was ridiculous. So now I'm always checking before I buy it. I message the supplier and I say, can I go and have a look at the topsoil before you come and deliver it? And that's what I did last week. I went to have a look at some topsoil nearby, a supplier nearby. I physically went to check in his storage shed, his warehouse. I went to physically look at the topsoil before I agreed to buy some. He's going to deliver some hopefully in the next week, fingers crossed. I need about 3 tons to finish topping all these beds off, I think. That should be enough because they're already mostly filled, it's just topping them off really. So yeah, that's my little story about topsoil. Yeah, it's cheaper to buy it on Facebook Market, yes, but you've got to be very careful when you're buying it off Facebook Market because there's some dodgy people out there they'll just deliver you anything, honestly. They'll dig up some topsoil from a construction site from wherever. They'll pretend, they'll tell you that they've sieved it. In reality, they didn't sieve this stuff. They said they did. They said they sieved it to 10 millimeters, but they didn't. And they'll just drop it off because they want rid of it. So yeah, be careful when you're buying topsoil because I got done over twice. Now I need to have a good tidy up around here, to be honest. There is quite a bit of clutter. All these containers over here, I mean some of them are stored away, but I want to clear all this area this year, I think. And I also want to paint my shed as well. I'm probably going to paint it blue. Blue is my favourite colour, so I think blue would be very nice. It's starting to look a little bit, yeah, not so great. It's starting to come away now, the paint, so I think a fresh lick of paint would do it good, I think. Now, there's a bit of an issue in the polytunnel at the moment, and it's not rats. I mean, it is rats. We've been having rat problems for a very long time now. Now, we've had rat problems in the polytunnel, which I'm sure a lot of you will know about, which we're trying to sort out now with rat traps, which I'm not going to put in the video because, you know, YouTube's probably not going to like that. I've opted for the snap traps, which are more humane, and that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, the second problem is this. Yeah, there was wood chip in here which we removed to help fill the raised beds up, but because we've had so much rain and all that snow has melted, it's just filled the polytunnel up with rain. I don't know how to get around this problem. The only way I can think is installing like a gutter system attached to a water butt. You can get these special gutters that can go on the sides of the polytunnel. That's the only option, but I'm probably going to replace this cover, so I may do it after I've replaced it. I mean, if you look down the back of here, it's just all around the polytunnel is just submerged. So that's not good at all, because all this wood is sat in the water. We've put a little bit of sulphate of potash in these strawberries to hopefully give them a boost this year for fruiting. These should do quite well, these strawberries this year, I think. Yeah, the cover on the polytunnel isn't looking great at all. It's not good. It's starting to degrade quite badly now. It is 5 years old though, so we're going to replace that this year. I think that's one of the plans. Yeah. Look at the purple sprouting broccoli. It's only January and it's trying to produce broccoli already. Look at that. It has been very mild through December. So January is a bit of a shock to the system because it is much colder. Kale over there, more purple sprouting broccoli. I had to move them into the greenhouse because the rats were causing problems in the polytunnel. Yeah, it's just kale and purple sprouting broccoli mostly. There's a couple of cabbages here. Yeah. Our spinach is still hanging on for dear life. Doing pretty well actually, considering. Yeah, still making a few pickings from these. It looks like we can go in there and pick some more again now as well. So yeah, spinach is holding out really well through the winter. So that's just a quick vlog video today, guys, and just a bit of a ramble really, to be honest. Nothing overly complicated. I know you guys enjoy watching these videos where I just ramble about anything really, and I enjoy making them as well. You know, they're quite relaxed and you know, there's no serious editing involved, and they're really easy videos to make. So I think I'm going to be doing more of these videos in the future, but you know, I'm open to any constructive criticism that you guys might have. If there's any way you think I can improve my videos, do let me know, because I'm always looking to improve wherever I can. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys are sowing in January. I've already sown my onions, my peppers and my aubergines, but I'm probably going to do a bit more sowing next week, just the cold hardy things, a bit in the greenhouse, and then probably a bit more at home under the grow lights as well. So that's all for now, guys. I will see you in the next one. Happy gardening, stay warm and stay safe.